Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is home. A fumble. Casper has recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
The Ladies of Darkness, a member of the Christmas Podcast Network.
Brought to you by DC4L Custom Tees and the Raider Ramble. Make sure you follow them to find our swag and some great content, including some, eventually, of our amazing Angria Jenny.
Eventually, yes. I'm more of a guide over there right now. I do something every 6 months or so. It's weird. Anyways, but I still love my Raider Ramble family. They actually do have a little a space for us on their website too, so you can check us out there, or you can check them out on our whatever. We share. We do stuff. We don't have a website anymore.
Working on it.
Anyways, moving on. What's going on today, Jenny?
Today on the show, we're going to be talking about Hard Knocks, training camp, and preseason, which has been rather exciting for me. Normally, I'm a little freaked out because, like, if we do well in preseason, we don't do well in regular season, and and if we suck in preseason, we do well in regular season. But I don't think that's how it's going to be this year. I think we're just going to ball it all season. We're going to go 19-0.
I'm with you. After watching these last two games, I think we're going all the way. We're Super Bowl bound, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Us and the Patriots 2-0.
God damn it. That's right.
But when's the last time we got to see you were 2-0? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that.
I have some shit to say about Keelan Doss. Do you want me to wait until we talk about Hard Knocks?
Yeah, why don't we get into that in the Hard Knocks section? Because I can't wait to hear this. I'm very excited. This will be new for both of us. Everybody's hearing this at the same time because Jenny has held this one in. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Just like my farts at work.
That's right. Damn you. I feel sorry for people you work with. I apologize today. I have a cough drop in because I've been a little scratchy. So
Angria and I have been coughing all week long, and we're like 3,000 miles apart. So
I know, it's weird. I didn't get you sick.
I don't know. I've had this cough for like months, just like you, I guess. But it's just been particularly bad this week.
Mm-hmm. Have you been chewing on a lot of cough drops lately too? Because I've been going through them like buckets.
Oh my gosh, I have a funny cough drop story.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
I was sitting at work and I was training this new staff, and I had some other staff around me, since I'm like big time now. And my boss, owner of our company, he bought this like giant case of cough drops. He like can't pass up a deal if it's like 100 of something for like a small price. Like he has like 1 million lighters and he doesn't even smoke or anything. But anyways, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story, he brought in all these cough drops, and he's like, "Here, guys, have a couple bags of these," and he put them on the table. So I pick up a cough drop and I put it in my mouth, and it's like kind of minty, whatever. After a few minutes, this goo started coming out of it, and it was like the mintiest thing I've ever had in my mouth. So without even thinking, I say, this is the hottest jizz I've ever had in my mouth. And people just looked at me, and I was like, I mean, it's really minty and hot. It's just hot jizz in my mouth. And everyone just started like erupting laughing, but probably need to watch my mouth in front of my staff. And I'm never eating those cough drops again. They were those Ricola ones, but they like had goo in the middle that I was surprised about. I didn't know there was going to be goo in my mouth all of a sudden. Like, you know, when like
avoid the goo. Oh Lord. Yeah, there should be a label or something on the packaging.
Yeah, there probably is.
Hot goo.
Like, beware of hot goo. I don't know. It'll come out in like 3 minutes or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's enough of sucking on hot minty goo for me.
Yeah. All right, moving on. No more hot goo. Up next on the show. How do you top that? I mean, what do you say? I got nothing.
Know. The end. Thanks for listening.
Let's, oh, by the way, we are going to have a new intro, so here it comes. It's time for Team News.
I want better execution. Are we clear on that? I want better fucking execution. I want you to get a little bit pissed off. All right, not a lot of people expect very much from us. Do they? Do they? You've been reading about us? Not a lot of people expect enough from us. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of reading about it. It's time for you to stick your foot up somebody's ass, man. I'm looking for relentless, every situation strain. I want everybody to pick it up tonight because we're capable of being a great football team.
So, after a ton of crazy, ridiculous stories took over the NFL blotter, Antonio Brown has returned to the Raiders.
Woo!
Just like we knew he would. We defeated the Cardinals. I love saying defeated. It's not hard to defeat the Cardinals, but whatever.
We did it.
33. We did. We defeated them 33-26 in our second preseason game this year. It's kind of a bummer that it was such like a close game. Like that's a 1-score game right there.
Right.
When we were winning like 20-something to 3 or something. What was the score at half?
26-0 ish.
Yeah. And that was with the illustrious Kyler Murray.
The thing I like about it, I know, a human bobblehead, he cracked me up. The thing I like about it is that we played our butts off in the first half, which is good. That's exactly what we needed to do. Second half, however, that's when we saw some, like, I don't want to say it's laziness, but that's when we saw things fall apart a little bit. We saw them break down, which is not good to me. I was really upset with our secondary play in the second half of the game. I was really not impressed with our pass rush, although it was still better than what we were used to on our, first stringers. These are second and third guys that are fighting for second and third stringers. So can't be too mad. But it was cleaner, I think, the second half in week 1 than it was in week 2.
Yeah.
So we still have some improvements to make, but I watched a whole bunch of blitzing, which made me very, very happy.
That's new.
Yeah, I saw that double A gap blitz like half a dozen times, and I was like, you know what? If they're going to keep letting us do that, then let's keep practicing it. Do it. Boom.
Right.
We got this.
And it's working. So
it worked. We did
whatever.
We got a safety, which was pretty fan-frickin-tastic.
That was exciting.
Thank God for LaMarcus Joyner. We love you.
I was doing the triangle over my head sign at that. I was so excited. Yeah, we don't get to see that very often as Raider fans or even football fans. There aren't very many safeties going on unless you're playing Madden.
Yeah. It's a rare,
it's
a rare
cool
thing.
I unfortunately missed, well, kind of fortunately, but I missed the second half of the game because the games are on late at my time, and I cannot function the next day if I don't get enough sleep. So I had to look at, I was super excited when I went to bed because, we killed it in the first half. And then I woke up, I was like, what the fuck happened?
Did we forget to show up?
We scored one more touchdown?
Yeah. And
yeah.
I think we might as well have just left at halftime.
Yeah, we should have, because that would have been awesome. So our offensive starters played one series. They marched down the field looking sharp and scored a touchdown. Both preseason games we scored on the first drive.
Very proud of our boys.
Yes, I love it. Keep it up. All of our quarterbacks played well. Derek Carr was 2 for 2 for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. That was awesome to watch. I was a little bummed out that he only played one series, but whatever.
I'm okay with it.
What?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I want to be...
Let's not push it. Yeah.
And healthy, yes. Healthy is the word.
Healthy.
And he is looking healthy this year.
Moving on.
Okay. Blushing goes away immediately when I mention Glennon. He was 11 for 14 for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. He actually looked better the second game than the first game.
He did.
Yeah. I was slightly impressed.
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman was 8 for 8 for 41 yards. That's pretty impressive as well. Josh Jacobs, who I just really love a lot,
He's easy
made
to
an
love.
NFL debut and ran for 21 yards on 4 carries.
Which is pretty damn impressive, by the way. That's like 5.5 yards a carry or something.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
Yeah. Who else was out there balling out? Washington.
Washington is making a case, man.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know.
We never really gave him a chance.
Well, he's been injured. He's there's been so much up and down in the running back room over the last couple of years because we got Marshawn and then Washington and Richard, and then we had Doug Martin added to that last year, and then Marshawn was gone, and all the boys after that had fumbling problems. Yeah. So, it's been a rough road for him. But he's making it clear that he deserves a shot.
Yeah, he did great. I loved watching him. 14 different receivers caught passes in this game. That is a lot. Wide receiver Rico Gafford, wide receiver Ryan Grant, and tight end Derek Carrier had touchdown receptions.
That one touchdown pass to Carrier in the back corner of the end zone, that was a beautifully floated little pass, wasn't it? That was gorgeous.
It was amazing.
Gorgeous. Sorry, I had to put my 2 cents in there. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to complain about Derek Carrier's name for a second. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Brandon Marshall, Ethan Westbrooks, and LaMarcus Joyner each had a sack. Joyner's ended up being a safety, which was amazing. Too bad Angria was in the bathroom when that happened.
I was not.
I'm just kidding.
I watched that sucker live.
Something happened with Joyner, and I can't remember what it was, but you're like, what?
What happened? I was in the bathroom.
You're not allowed to go to the bathroom.
I mean,
no, you got to hold it.
No, well, sorry.
You have a good reason.
I do. And when you're coughing,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. You just need to get some Depends for the games.
That's a good idea. They should make Raiders Depends.
Oh, my gosh, they might.
NFL Depends.
Oh, you should. Oh, I'm not going to talk about this on our show, but I'm going to tell you after the show.
Moving on. All right, stay tuned after the show.
Yes. Ladies After Dark. Anywho. Defensive lineman Anthony Rush had another solid game and is making a case for a roster spot this season. Any relation to Cooper Rush?
I doubt it. I mean,
is that his name?
They might
is that
be.
a name?
I think so.
When I said that, it sounded weird when I said it.
I think it's Cooper.
Cooper Rush.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the backup for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that guy.
Reminds me. When I was watching the Cowboys game, was that last week? Whatever.
Yesterday?
Whatever night that was. I was thinking that'd be cool if Amari Cooper's out there and it could be Cooper to Cooper. But, anywho. Cooper Rush sucked and they had to take him out. New punter AJ Cole had a very good game and averaged 49.4 yards per punt, resulting in 1 touchback and pinning the Cardinals inside the 20-yard line 3 times. That is much better than we have been seeing.
And speaking of punters, this may be the reason that we no longer have a certain Johnny Townsend on the roster. He was told that he was not the right fit for our team, obviously. We released him. He was quickly picked up by the Giants on waivers, which is great. I'm glad he has a job. Fantastic. Good job, guys. Oh, by the way, did you hear about... this is kind of not news, like Raiders news anymore, but you heard that now Eddie Pinheiro is the Bears' only kicker. So, if... because of the trade that we made, if he starts, 5 games or something, whatever it was, I do not remember off the top of my head, then we get that conditional 5th round pick or whatever it was. Woohoo!
Really?
Go Eddie! Fingers crossed. Let's hope that's the only scorer on the Bears team. Anyways, moving on. We're trying to belay some of our woes on the offensive line. So we did re-sign guard/center Cameron Hunt to help us with that depth. More positive news for the Raiders is that offensive guard Denzel Good has come off the PUP list and is able to be back to practice. So that's awesome. He did a half-decent job last year, and I think he can hold down the fort for a couple of games. Yay.
Yay.
Former Raider receiver Mervyn Fernandez was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Woo! See, they can get stuff right. And after that, you know what it's time for? It's time to move on to Hard Knocks. I gotta say, here are the biggest highlights from Hard Knocks from this last year. What was it? Last week. That's what it was. Chucky is back in full force. As you listened to our new team news segment intro, you understand exactly what we meant. And that Chucky didn't go away for the entire episode. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I loved it. I loved watching Chucky.
Yeah.
HBO has really ramped up the intensity in the second second episode was crazy. They are not screwing around. They're not it's like they were kind of easing us in that first episode, and we were all kind of like, okay, I want to see a little bit more. And they gave it to us. I can't wait for episode 3. I am so excited.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch.
It is. It's interesting, and it's I don't know, it just gives you this perspective that you just don't have unless you watch these guys, and you can see kind of the interaction between coach and between the players, and between I am in love with Brenson Buckner. I think he is the second best thing that Gruden did, aside from picking up Mike Mayock. That man is getting this line into shape. That's his goal. I'm so excited about it. So very happy. The breakaway star this week was the 4th round draft pick defensive end Max Crosby. Because we got to see him break his finger on the field against the Rams. Go back to the trainer's room, have them tell him it's broken. We can pop it back in and cast it, and you can go back out on the field, and him say, fuck yeah, let's do that. If that's not Raiders, I don't know what is.
He's such a goober, though. Really?
Are you talking about
and
the
his
singing?
Girlfriend? Well, all of it.
Okay.
I mean, he's just a goober, and his girlfriend is awkward as fuck.
She's a little awkward.
I don't know.
But
they're
22 years old.
So, full disclosure here, I had never seen... I had seen him, but I haven't actually seen him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't picture him, red hair,
this
Viking
looking dude,
like this fucking goober guy, and he's saying whatever he can to get on the team, which is awesome. But like, if he's really injured at one point, like in the regular season, and he's just saying he's fine and he's not, like that could fuck up a lot.
Well, that could. This was just a finger, however.
Yeah, he was fine.
If they give him the option of going back out there, which it's a bone, it's not a concussion, it's not a like a kidney or a heart issue or anything like that. It's up to him.
Right.
However, if they don't give him the option and he still says, I want to go out, that's when the problems come in.
Right.
If you're told to stay off the field by the trainers, by the medical staff, whatever, you stay off the field. You're not making a good decision at that point. At this point, however, he broke a finger. He knows he can play through it. He's fine. I respect the hell out of him wanting to get his job and put his best foot forward. Because that's what he's doing. He's fighting for his NFL life right now.
He is. He's working his ass off.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, okay, so here's a couple of things that I've noticed over the last few weeks. Derek Carr is carrying himself with a new air about him. It's like he's always had kind of a confidence, like, I know I can do this, but it doesn't come with an anxiety that it used to. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. He looks like he knows exactly what he's doing. When he stepped on that field against the Cards, I was like, this is a man that's leading our team. There's no question about it. Nobody's questioning him.
He's definitely acting more like a leader this year than he ever has.
Absolutely. And it's palpable almost. I mean, you could see it, you could visualize it. It's like, you just feel it from the man. He's like, this is my team. I own this.
I honestly think it all comes from watching Gruden.
I do too.
The way that he coaches.
I think a lot of it is from that relationship and just from being around the type of guy that Gruden is. Like if you watched Gruden with the other two quarterbacks, and he's like, just be a little bit more like me. Just be a little bit of a jerk. He's telling Nathan Peterman, is there anything that pisses you off? And then he punches him. Freaking hilarious, by the way. He just punches him right in the shoulder, and he's like, doesn't that piss you off? And Peterman's like, yeah, it does. And he's like, good.
And then they just start like swearing and trying to act tough when you know that like they don't really mean it, and they're just trying to act like Gruden. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's cute.
When Carr was talking about proposing to his wife, and he was like, "Oh gosh, I was so nervous. Oh my gosh," that was amazing. That was funny.
Oh no. I was expecting him to say "what the hell" or "holy crap" or "holy cow." I mean, all he said was "holy cow, holy cow."
Holy cow! Oh my gosh!
It's so cute. I love watching it. I love it.
Yeah.
And Hunter Renfrow is the perfect guy to sit next to Derek Carr because Hunter Renfrow's a good guy too. He's a sweet kid. He's
such a cute little baby.
Can't sing to save his life.
None of them.
No, I was really just my ears were not happy.
No, it was awful. All right, Keelan Doss, are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Go, do it.
Okay, so in their first scrimmage against the Rams during training camp, I almost said preseason training camp, he was missing passes that were perfectly thrown, dropping balls, whatever, and I was like, he's looking like Amari Cooper out there. And then I realized he's wearing Amari Cooper's number. Should he not be wearing Amari Cooper's number? Is that number cursed? He needs a new number right now if he's going to be dropping balls the same way Amari Cooper's dropping balls. But then he did okay in the second one. I don't know. I was just thinking this is terrible, and I got that all stuck in my head. This is all number 89. Got to get rid of that number. Move on.
Just burn it. Don't ever make it in the Raiders jersey again. It's not worth it.
For real. What was up with that?
He is a little bit too cerebral. When John was talking to him about, what was it? Cal Davis mentality, like, open your mind, everything's good. It's the liberal arts college mentality thing, right? And he's like, no, fuck that. Shut it down. This is how it's supposed to be. And then Doss is like, all right, cool, I get it. This is football. This is not liberal arts college.
Right.
No, we're not here to wonder about the why. That's not how football works.
Making like basketball swishes in his arms, like didn't touch the rim type of shit.
Nothing but net.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. But after that, I mean, it seems like he's connecting. He's doing the right things to figure out how.
Right.
You know, you watch him with the jugs machine, and our favorite piece of equipment, the jugs machine, and
my favorite piece of equipment.
And you see him trying to take those hits and figure out where the ball's coming from and when's it coming, and he's working really hard. He's trying really hard. You can tell that he really wants to do this, and it would be amazing for him being from Alameda, to play the very last season of his home team on the field with his team. His family gets to just basically drive in and watch. They don't have to fly or anything. That would be awesome.
Cool. I'm really superstitious, and it could just be the number. Like, I don't want it to fuck us up.
Well, you know what? We'll see. Because he played pretty well in the second game.
Yeah, he did.
He scored a touchdown in the first game. And I'll take that. I'll take it every time. And he connected really well with... I think he connects better with Peterman, but I think he could connect well with either of those quarterbacks, as well as Derek. Because if you can't connect with Derek, well, you're probably not, you don't belong on the team anyways.
Right.
I gotta say, though, preseason is very exciting to watch lately, because what we're getting to see right now is stuff that we haven't seen in a long time, which are actual defensive schemes. Is this not amazing? We get to watch
it is amazing.
Blitz packages, and I mean, we get to watch actual pass rushing going on.
And safeties.
Safeties. It's beautiful. So come at me with your preseason sucks and it doesn't mean anything. Bullshit. I tweeted earlier this week. It means something. If you have a problem with it, we can discuss it. I'm still going to be right.
It means something to me. Like, what? Just because it doesn't mean something to you doesn't mean it doesn't mean something.
Yeah. Well, it's an important thing for teams. It's an important thing for players. It's an important thing for those 2s and 3s to figure out what they're doing and where they fit and how they're going to be able to stand in a lineup. This is next man up football. And if we can't count on our 2s and 3s, we got nothing.
Right. It's practice for real time.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm off my soapbox. You ready for news outside the nation?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
To satisfy your passing fancy with the rest of the league, here's the news outside the nation.
Whatever.
So, the Cowboys, I'm sure you've heard about this. They're having some trouble signing their biggest name players. Ezekiel Elliott is holding out for a new deal, and Dak Prescott is asking for a cool $40 million per year. Dude, I seriously, for a while, thought that was a joke.
I did too. I thought I was being punked. Like, this gotta be a joke tweet, right? Nope.
Yeah. Well, they know Jerry Jones has the money, and they probably all got together and they're like, "Hey guys, let's try and get him for all he's worth."
Yeah, but Jerry Jones is making jokes about it too. It's like he said something about after this last preseason game against the Rams. He's like, "Zeke, who?" We're not making jokes at your expense. Just joshing with you.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I was gonna say, Zeke is totally worth the money. Like, pay that guy.
Oh,
but then
totally.
Tony Pollard last night was crushing it.
Yeah.
Like what do we need Zeke? Like what? But yeah, he's coming back from his vacation. What?
I said I still think they need Zeke.
They do need Zeke. That's all they have.
Yeah.
And what's his face? Amanda Cooper. He's dealing with his heel issue right now, but he still wants more money.
He's got a what issue now?
A heel issue.
Is that what it is?
Like plantar fasciitis, something. Plantar fasciitis. So like the thick band of tissue that holds like his toes to his heel is like messed up. It's inflamed. I
gotta say, I had that. I had plantar fasciitis, and you know what caused it?
What?
Wearing high heels. Dude, you gotta stop wearing high heels.
Maybe he wears high heels.
Maybe. Gotta get in those ballet flats, dude.
Yeah, for real.
Seriously.
Seriously, bro.
Uh-huh.
The NFL has conditionally reinstated Patriot wide receiver Josh Gordon.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll actually start using those suspensions for good instead of evil. The man was doing pot. Give me a fucking break. Sorry.
Yeah.
Off my soapbox.
I can't smoke pot, but I can beat my kids.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Chargers standout young safety Derwin James has a broken bone in his foot and will have surgery on it. He is expected to miss 3 to 4 months, which really sucks. That's a long-ass time.
It is a long-ass time, and we never like to see players injured, but this will seriously give us quite an opening in our division.
Yeah, that's like the entire season.
That is, yeah, exactly.
Along with his significant injury, the Chargers have lost Keenan Allen and Russell Okung to injuries and illness for now. Melvin Gordon also continues to hold out in a contract dispute. There's a lot of contract disputes going on right now. Well, wanting money, I mean.
Well, yeah, and Chargers are over just doing Charger things. This is how they roll, so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but.
Whatever. West Point graduate Brett Toth was granted a military waiver and was allowed to sign with the Eagles. The tackle had last played football in the 2018 Senior Bowl and since then had been working towards completing his military obligations. He's been very clear that his military obligations came first, but he has been looking forward to proving that he belongs to the NFL for now, which is super cool.
Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. Former Bengals running back Cedric Benson, age 36, passed away this weekend after a motorcycle accident, which is really devastating and horrible to hear.
That's incredibly sad.
Yeah, that is young.
There was a lot of not outcry, but I guess a lot of love shown for him on Twitter. So sorry for the loss for Cedric Benson and his family, his fans, friends, everybody. That's just way too young to go.
Yeah, it really is.
In other news, Jets linebacker Avery Williamson suffered a torn ACL and is out the rest of the season.
Sucks.
It does suck. Both Tom Brady and Philip Rivers will be playing out their current contracts and will discuss renewal with their teams after the season. So that's interesting.
Retire Tom Brady.
Both of them could retire. That'd be fine. Tom Brady did sign an extension with the Patriots, but it voids at the end of the league year. It was basically just a way to give him a raise for the season. So.
Boo.
Well, he does kind of deserve it. I mean...
Shut up!
I know. It's terrible. In other news, reports have surfaced that Jay-Z is in line to purchase a significant ownership interest in an NFL team, and it should happen soon. The team has not been revealed yet. Someone did indicate that it would be the new NFL team in Vegas, which obviously they do not know much about football, because that team is called the Raiders, and it's not for sale. Here's some big news. This is going to be this is going to hugely affect the outcome of the AFC, I think.
Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on.
What?
Jay-Z is totally buying the Cowboys. Because Jerry Jones is like 105 and he's about to be done.
You don't think some of his illegitimate children will come out and try to...
His son will come out, but Jay-Z's probably... I don't know. All right, go ahead.
Jay-Z got some money, man. That dude's a mogul. He's got a lot of cash.
For real.
In another development that will, I think, drastically affect the outcome of the AFC this year, Colts quarterback Andrew Luck's status is up in the air after it has come out that he is battling a lower leg injury. The uncertainty is so high that odds makers at Westgate Las Vegas Superbook have pulled the first regular season Colts game off the board for now.
Whoa.
It is crazy. The Colts have a great team, but without Andrew Luck, they are nothing.
Exactly. And he is made of glass, so they're screwed.
He played just a hell of a season last year. He put together one hell of a comeback season. And this is going to be a real shame if he can't play this year. It's just going to be awful. I feel for him. The dude deserves a little better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor reports have been cropping up about trading for the Texans' Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, boy.
But Raiders, stop it. We're not doing it.
No.
Here's why. Here's why I wouldn't do it. Clowney. Clowney is a great player. However, Clowney is not a leader. He follows. He follows J.J. Watt. When he, J.J., and Whitney Merciless are on the field, they are one of the best trios in the on the defensive side of the ball. However, when one of them is missing, Clowney doesn't seem to pick up like he normally like he should.
Right.
Like a talented player in his position should. I am not about that money. Do not do it. So that's my 2 cents.
I agree with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I always agree with you.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's time for the Heidi Game.
It's raining man, hallelujah, it's raining man, amen, 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 amen.
Hello there.
Welcome to the show, Heidi.
Thank you. How are you ladies doing?
Fantastic.
All right. Well, let's get right into this. I have some breaking news.
Breaking
that
news?
just happened. Just happened. Yes, breaking news.
Lay it on us.
Well, I'm going to start it off just with a statement by Mike Mayock himself.
You all know that AB is not here today, right? So here's the bottom line. He's upset about the helmet issue. We have supported that. We appreciate that. Okay, but at this point, we've pretty much exhausted all avenues of relief. So from our perspective, it's time for him to be all in or all out. Okay? So we're hoping he's back soon. We got 89 guys busting their tails. We are really excited about where this franchise is going, and we hope AB is going to be a big part of it starting week 1 against Denver. End of story. No question.
And there you have it.
Wow. That's craziness. So
Yeah, it is.
So what brought this about?
Well, I think that there has been an undercurrent of frustration by the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard, various rumors. Gruden is furious. Gruden's pissed. Mayock's impatient. Blah blah blah. And there's so much noise coming from the media nowadays. You can't even filter it all out properly. So it's just like, well, I don't know. This might be true. This might be true, or it could just be an entire spin story by the media, because the media loves to do that with the Raiders. If you didn't know that.
It kind of seems like Mayock just said that to make the reporters feel good about themselves.
Really?
Yeah, because AB already said, I respect their decision. I'm ready to play football. Why is this all of a sudden coming up?
Because he didn't show up at practice today because he's frustrated about the helmet situation.
So this is, as of today, he still hasn't shown up for practice.
Correct.
Okay.
He was at the walkthrough yesterday, which was on Saturday, and then we're recording Sunday afternoon. This just broke literally within the past hour. And he did not show up at practice today.
Craziness.
So do you think AB is just saying that he's okay with it when he really isn't?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can understand wanting to wear your helmet after 10 years, but he needs to quit being a little baby about it.
That sums it up pretty good.
I can't wear the same clothes I wore 10 years ago. That'd be dangerous for everybody.
There you have it, folks. That's exactly what that's perfect.
Yeah, and you know, receivers have long been little divas.
Always.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even the greatest receiver that has ever played the game, Jerry Rice, even he admits that he had, you know, his uniform rituals. Mm-hmm. And I saw this one clip, I think Angria might have posted it, that they would have to lay out 5 pairs of pants for him just to get the one that fit just right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
all the time.
Yes, so this, you know, kind of quote-unquote entitlement and diva attitudes, it's not new. But we haven't had social media to cover it like this before.
Exactly.
And now it's just magnified and multiplied, and everybody knows about it.
Everybody's life is under a microscope right now, and that's what social media does. I think it's a necessary evil. It's got its good things, but it's got its bad things, and this is one of the things that just makes things 1,000 times harder.
Yes,
so
very much.
Bottom line, you haven't shown up to work, AB. You're starting to piss me off. Don't make Dad mad, and you made Dad mad.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making a whole bunch of his little sisters right over here on this podcast mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
But for a general manager to kind of come out and give an ultimatum through the media, that is, I mean, can you even really think of that happening before?
No, I can't. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I can't really either.
I mean, this is craziness.
It really is.
So what else you got for us, Heidi? Not that much could follow that bombshell up.
No, everything is really tame in comparison to that. You know, we did win our second preseason game, which was awesome. I know the records don't count, but the thing is, in preseason, it is helpful to have at least 1 or 2 wins. I looked it up, and I think 2 times in league history, I wasn't able to finish looking everything up, but 2 times in league history has an 0-4 team in the preseason even made the playoffs.
That's good information to have.
So the preseason doesn't count. The record doesn't matter, but there are things that a record can reflect. It can give you a prediction of what a team might end up like. But then again, let's see. Well, it was the Lions who went 4-0, and then that season, in the regular season, they went 0-16. So, put what stock you want in that. I think it's beneficial though if a team wins at least 1 or 2 games in the preseason, though.
Yeah.
Because winning's contagious.
It is. Oh yeah, totally.
It really is. But it was a fun game to watch. Bobblehead Murray, he did not look like a generational player. I believe it was it Colin Cowherd that called him a generational player?
Oh, I'm sure it was more than just Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, that was... I almost felt bad for him because he looked just incapable of doing anything. Like, the entire situation was just overwhelming for him.
He was like a deer in the headlights.
Very much so,
yeah.
Yes.
Whole time. And then afterwards, here's what does not endear me to Kyler. Just watching him interact with people. He's an ass. He is an arrogant ass. He's got an air about him that you're not on my level, so I'm not going to interact with you in an appropriate manner. I just don't like him. I don't like
We're
him.
not on his level because we're so much taller than him and we can't even make eye contact with him.
He looks like an Ewok.
He does.
Yeah.
I think that we are starting to build the next cast of the next George Lucas film.
We are.
We got him. We got Zeke. Who else we got? We got Cole Beasley, who played a little blonde kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. What were your favorite parts of the game?
My favorite part was, I believe I have now found my favorite audible.
Uh-oh.
What is
Don't
it?
ask me what the play was, but ask me what it was called.
What was it called?
J-Lo Phil Mickelson.
That was so beautiful.
It was great. And it resulted in a 6-yard run for Josh Jacobs.
That's awesome.
It was just something to really snicker at and laugh at. It just made the game fun to watch.
We seem to get one of these newfangled fancy calls every season. At least one. Last year it was Demi Moore or Demi Lovato or Selena Gomez. I don't know. It was one of those.
Yeah, they had a few last year.
Yeah, but it was really funny.
Yeah. But it was just nice seeing how fast the defense was compared to this time last year.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't have Reggie Nelson on our roster anymore, so that helps.
It does.
But Joyner, oh my gosh, he was really great in coverage. He was on the field for 4 drives, and during those 4 drives, they threw to his receiver 3 times, and all 3 times provided great coverage, forced the incompletion.
Nice.
Yeah, just nice, clean play. Vontez Burfict, who is still growing on me more and more each day, he aligned the defense really well, made sure everyone was doing their assignments, and he was even able to make some plays on his own.
Yeah, I noticed a few little tag team plays that he and Braden Marshall did.
Yes. And
they played off each other really well.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Yeah. So I see good things coming. Arden Key is looking a little bit more rounded, because last year he was quick, but it seems like now he's quick and he's actually able to get closer to finishing. So I do have my high hopes for him.
Good.
Max Crosby didn't play. That's disappointing, because he is like, I love that kid. He's awesome. And Hard Knocks just makes me love him more. I liked him and his girlfriend. He's just an absolute warrior on the field. Break your hand, go get a cast on, and then get on out there. He's fighting for a job, and you can tell.
Absolutely. We were just talking about that. If that's not Raider, I don't know what's Raider.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've got some people on the team now that are they embody that old Raiders spirit. Vontez Burfict. You don't even need to explain that.
Nope.
But the craziness from Mad Max Crosby, it's good to see some of that nastiness come back into our team.
For sure.
And what's interesting, I was just thinking about this the other day. One of the scenes in Hard Knocks is where Gruden is kind of on Peterman and Glennon's case about being so
nice,
passive.
Yeah.
Just not being, the vocal, assertive leaders. And then I thought about people that think the same thing about Carr. It's a complaint that I hear every so often.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, oh, he doesn't get pissed off about losing. He just says, oh, shucks, I'm going to try harder, next time. And that's not what he's like at all.
Mm-mm.
I remember when he was growing up here in the Central Valley of California, David was the star of the family at the time. And everyone that I talked to that knew the family or knew anything about the family said, yeah, David's good, but dang, he's got a little brother coming up. And he's going to blow him away.
Yeah.
Talent-wise. The one thing that I did hear sometimes, though, was, but man, that little brother, he can get a little too intense sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He can kind of be a little bit of a fighter. They're going to have to make sure to, keep a tight rein on him and make sure that he's a solid stand-up guy and a good leader. Now, of course, Derek ended up going to Fresno State. Went through some growing pains that every college student goes through. And what do you know? He turned into that leader. He had good guidance, good influences around him, and he turned into that leader. He's more of a quiet leader. You're not going to see it from the outside that much. But the people in the locker room know it, and he inspires them that way.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to chew them out like Christiana did.
Sorry.
He's not going to chew them out like Rich Gannon did.
Yeah.
He's not going to be, on them like Tom Brady sometimes does to his receivers. But he is going to inspire them and show them the passion they need to be out there and fight with him.
Mm-hmm. I can totally see it.
So I just kind of wanted to add that because again, the other day I was reading something about like, oh, shucks, we lost. That was my fault. Shouldn't have done that. No, that's not the way it is.
No.
That's not the way it is at all.
That is not the Derek Carr that we know and love.
No, it isn't.
All right, Heidi. Well, thank you so much for another wonderful installment of the Heidi Game, including that breaking news story. That was amazing.
Yes.
Hopefully
and thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Anytime. You are always welcome, and you know that. And Heidi, as always, will be on our next episode.
Yes, I will.
Thanks, Heidi. Now it's time for a little silver and black throwback.
CMPN presents the Ladies of Darkness podcast. It's time to go back to the good old days. Hit that silver and black throwback. Chill. You're listening to a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production. Raider Nation. All Raiders. All the time. Tune in wherever podcasts are found.
All right, here's some throwback. August 1st, 1981, Raiders quarterback and place kicker George Blanda, leading scorer in both NFL and Raiders history, is inducted into Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
Yay!
On the same day in 1992, Raiders owner and leader Al Davis is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, with presentation speech made by former Raiders head coach John Madden.
Yay!
Aww. August 2nd, 2014, Ray Guy is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, becoming first pure punter enshrined.
And still the only.
Yes, because it's hard to be a punter. August 3rd, 1985, Raiders host first Family Day in Southern California before club record 12,000 fans at Oxnard High.
Woo! On August 3rd, 2002, Raiders legend Dave Casper is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in a ceremony in Canton, Ohio. On August 5th, 1989, former Raiders offensive tackle Art Shell is inducted into Pro Football Hall of Fame with a presentation speech made by Raiders owner / managing general partner Al Davis. On August 5th, 2006, John Madden, former Raiders head coach, is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame with a presentation speech made by the Raiders owner Al Davis. And finally, to wrap up all of our Hall of Fame moments, not all of them, but the ones that happened this week in history. August 6, 2016, former Raiders QB Ken Stabler is posthumously inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Boo! And I say boo
way too long
because everybody knows why. He should have been able to celebrate that. Do you know what it's time for? It's time for Lady Killer.
Who's the Lady Killer?
On our Lady Killer this week, we have 4-time Super Bowl champion Matt Millen. He was one of the most intense linebackers in Raiders history. He is well known for punching Patriots general manager Pat Sullivan in the face after losing an AFC divisional playoff game in January 1986. He was later quoted as saying it was a good hit. Millen played for the Raiders, 49ers, and Redskins, and won at least one Super Bowl title with each team. When he retired, he became an NFL executive and took over the Detroit Lions organization. To say he wasn't good at his job is an understatement. However, as a devout family man, even during the season, he would fly home to see his family every single week. Eventually, Millen found his niche and became a broadcaster. Though he is dedicated to his craft, he often spends time teaching others woodworking. When people ranging from Penn State teammates to Lions employees needed financial help, Millen gave hundreds of thousands of dollars that he knew he would never see again just to help those in need. Millen is a helper, and he now has other people he wants to help. Those with amyloidosis, a disease that has threatened his life. Due to his disease, Millen underwent heart transplant surgery last Christmas Eve. When the Raiders hit the field against the Rams earlier this preseason, Millen returned to work in the booth. It was right after the sudden death of legendary Raider Cliff Branch, and was a lift that the team needed. A true lady killer, Millen is an inspiration to the team, who was able to draw upon in order to silence the Rams.
Yay! We love Matt Millen.
Yeah, we do.
I liked hearing him in the booth. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for being a lady killer, Matt Millen. Now it's time for Seriously, Bro.
You know we all have our moments. Some of them earn a place on our wall of shame. Seriously, bro.
Has anybody ever heard the name Jason McIntyre before
No.
this week? No, probably not. He went on a rant about Antonio Brown declining and being a distraction. He said, I didn't know the Raiders fans really existed. It's been such a dormant franchise for years. I don't even know where to begin with this team and how bad they're going to be. Also said, you wouldn't pay Khalil Mack last year, but you're willing to pay Antonio Brown, who, mind you, is a declining receiver. Last year was arguably Antonio Brown's worst in 5 years receiving. Let me just read to you. In 2018, he had 104 receptions, 1,297 yards, 12.5 average per reception, 15 touchdowns, and that was all in 15 games. Most comparable to that, his 2016 season was 106 receptions, 1,284 yards, 12.1 average per reception, and 12 TDs in 15 games. Are you kidding me? How did that decline? Anyone?
Seriously, bro? I don't know.
Seriously, bro. Jason McIntyre, I know you're trying to get some clout. I know you feel important, but you didn't do it right.
No.
Nothing that you said was accurate.
No, it was horrible, and all I can say is your face is declining.
It kind of is. If you look at his picture, he looks like he's on crack. He does.
For real.
I don't know if it's the hair or the eyeball. One of the eyeballs is lower than the other eyeball. Like he got punched or something. I don't know.
For real.
However.
And how in the hell do you not know that Raiders fans exist? We are loud.
We are loud and obnoxious.
Like, seriously, bro.
Seriously, bro. If you don't know we exist, you're not trying. You're not showing up to Twitter at all. He also came back on Twitter and said, well, when you miss the playoffs 15 out of the last 16 years, then people forget who you are. And I'm like, aren't you a Jets fan? Nobody knows who that team is either. No offense to Jets fans, because I got mad respect for you guys. But you better come get your boy. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Seriously, bro.
Rein him in.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to go.
Last week on our show, we had a little contest. Those of you who actually listened to the entire show would know that we had a contest right in the final seconds of our show. The first fan to tweet us and let us know that they listened to the entire show would win a prize. We have a winner.
Yay!
Yes. And that is Mark at DCMW Mark. He was the first to message us and claim the prize.
So we'll be sending that out to him shortly.
Yes, thanks for listening. That's super awesome. We love you. And that's all I have to say about that. We will have more contests coming up. Give us ideas, whatever. We love to hear from you all, so you can give us a call. We'll give you the number again since it's not burned into your brain yet. It is 802-328-1867. And on that note, thanks for joining us on Ladies of Darkness, a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production. If you're interested in donating some money to keep the ladies in the dark, please do so. Our PayPal link will be up on all of our social media accounts.
Coming soon, our tight end thirst list. Tune in for our annual objectification of the men that we love so much. Please consider giving us a call, as Jenny noted. The phone number, I think that should be a challenge. Somehow. I don't know how we do it, though. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, also come up. Send us your contest ideas. Send us your suggestions, your comments, concerns, queries, whatever. We love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us again. And keep an eye out on all of our social media pages for the next giveaway. We're going to figure one out soon. I think that was a really good one, though.
It was a good one.
Yeah. So maybe that'll be coming again soon. I got a good one. Here we go. The first person who can pick out at least one of our top 5 tight ends on the thirst list gets a prize.
That is a good one.
Mm-hmm. So,
and either of ours, like, we're not going to have the same ones.
Either one of us. It doesn't matter if you can pick out one of our top 5. We'll give you a prize. First person to do it. Message us. Let us know who you think it's going to be, and we will reveal it when we reveal our top 5. Sound
That's
good?
an awesome contest.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us, and as always, we'll catch you next week, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders!